One game developer who always strives to make the most high-fidelity games in the industry is definitely Blizzard. Warcraft and Starcraft in particular were two franchises that transcended gaming and made their mark on the real world. World of Warcraft is known even among those who don't play games, while Starcraft is often considered one of the biggest esports titles in the world. However, excellence comes at a price. Despite how long and how far into development a game may be, if Blizzard don't feel it's up to standard, they'll shut it down. This was the fate of Warcraft Adventures, Lord of the Clans, StarCraft Ghost, and the ambitious Project Titan, the biggest and most secretive of the three. The first public mention of Titan dated as far back as 2007, when job listings for Blizzard hinted at a new MMO project. Many speculated that it might be for a new World of Warcraft expansion, but soon a Blizzard community representative said, no, it's an unannounced next-gen MMO. The name Titan was first mentioned in public thanks to a 2010 leak of Blizzard's project schedule, where it was mentioned alongside various other projects and planned for a 2013 release. Only a month later, during the 2010 VGAs, Destructoid interviewed Blizzard co-founder Frank Pierce, asking him what Titan actually was. It's our next-gen MMO, Pierce said, and we've only started talking about it in a limited fashion because we want to leverage the fact that we're working on something like that for the purpose of recruiting, getting some of the best talent in the industry on that. After being confirmed as a project meant to gather the top developers in the world, there was very little news on Titan for quite a long time. The only things gamers could piece together was that it was set in a sci-fi setting and that it was an MMO. In 2014, after a whole 7 years of development, Blizzard officially canceled Titan. In an interview with Polygon, Blizzard co-founder and CEO Mike Morhaime said that after World of Warcraft's success, they were confident they knew how to make MMOs. So we set out to make the most ambitious thing that you could possibly imagine, and it didn't come together. Morhaime continued, we didn't find the fun. We didn't find the passion. We talked about how we put it through a reevaluation period, and actually, what we reevaluated is whether that's the game we really want to be making. The answer is no. The failure to deliver Titan weighed heavily on the team. The game was being developed by a team that was used to success, whether it was World of Warcraft or non-Blizzard games they worked on beforehand. Yet, while Titan struggled, other smaller projects like Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone were highly successful. While there was no pressure from their peers within Blizzard, the Titan team felt like they had to make up for their canceled project. Soon after Titan's cancellation, Kotaku published an article detailing what Titan may have actually been. It was based on various anonymous sources that played or worked on the game at some point between 2007 and 2012, before it received a major overhaul in 2013. The game was set in a sci-fi version of Earth, after the world successfully repelled an alien invasion. Players would join one of three factions waging a secret war to control the Earth, while at the same time balancing their daytime professions. Titan was meant to offer players both combat and non-combat options. During the day, they'd have a normal job, like butcher, engineer, or entrepreneur, while at night, they'd take up arms and wage war against their enemy factions. The battles would take place across Earth, with maps located in the United States, Europe, Australia, and South America, while additional zones were planned after the game's release. This dual life was not just a gimmick, but was intended to offer two completely viable ways to play the game. While the daytime gameplay was about crafting, socializing, and running your business, the nighttime gameplay was closer to a traditional shooter with modes like Deathmatch and Capture the Flag. The goal was to make both modes fun so players could pick for themselves how they wanted to play. Classes players could pick from were the Reaper, Jumper, Titan, Ranger, and Juggernaut. Each class had their own abilities and items, like the Agile Jumper who used a teleportation ability, or the sniping and cloaking abilities of the Ranger. The visual style of the game and its characters were cited as similar to Valve's Team Fortress 2, with one source describing it as a combination of StarCraft II's in-game cinematics and Pixar's The Incredibles. While all of these elements don't sound particularly impressive by themselves, Blizzard had some very ambitious ideas. They were particularly interested in making the game's AI sophisticated, letting players have relationships with shopkeepers, customers, employees, and even being able to start their own families. This went so far that some of the developers hired for Titan were former Maxis staff who worked on The Sims 2. The same year Titan was canceled, Blizzard announced a new game, Overwatch, a team-based first-person shooter set in a sci-fi version of Earth with a visual style reminiscent of Team Fortress 2. Sound familiar? While the only aspect of Titan that Overwatch officially uses are certain maps, there are many parallels between the games that are difficult to ignore. One of Titan's classes, the Reaper, bears the same name as one of Overwatch's characters. The Jumper, an agile character with a teleportation ability, sounds quite similar to Overwatch's Tracer. And even the settings sound similar, with the main difference that Overwatch deals with a post-robot uprising world rather than one recovering from an alien invasion. Overwatch is also a first-person shooter with its own take on classic game modes found in team-based games like Team Fortress 2. While Capture Point and Payload weren't cited as modes available in Titan, it's hard to believe that the work on Titan's combat had no influence on Overwatch. Only a month after its release, Overwatch has become a massive worldwide success, both commercially and critically, thanks to its refined gameplay with all the polish typical of Blizzard games. Within the first week, the game boasted 7 million players with over 119 million hours of total playtime. It doesn't seem likely that Blizzard will be revisiting the concept of Titan or even a new MMO to begin with. In his interview with Polygon, Blizzard's Mike Morhaime said, "I wouldn't say no to ever doing an MMO again, but I can say that right now, that's not where we want to be spending our time." With the recent success of smaller-scale projects, Overwatch might be the only way Titan will live on. Whether Overwatch is the success Blizzard hoped Titan would be is difficult to say. What's certain, though, is that Blizzard's commitment to quality led to the difficult decision of canceling Titan, but also led to gamers being able to experience one of the best shooters of 2016. And to experience all things Blizzard-related, make sure to tune in to Gamers.